Sexton. At forward, a 6'2" junior, number 11, Wes Wolf. At guard, a 6-foot senior, number 21, Ryan House. And at forward, a 6'3" junior, number 32, Trey Farmer. The Tigers head coach, Robert Markham. And now let's turn our attention to the home side. It's the Hazard Bulldogs. At guard, a 6'1" senior, number 3, Hunter Hardley. At guard, a 5'10" junior, number 10, Griffin Wells. At forward, 5'11" junior, number 12, Blake Nadifer. At forward, 5'10" junior, number 21, Cade Fletcher. And the other forward, a 6'3" sophomore, number 11, Jason Johnson. The Bulldogs are coached by Al Holland. Tonight's officials representing the 15th region, Tyrone Fields, Jordan Hall, and Paul Pelfrey.
So again, the starters for Hazard: Hardy, Wells, Johnson, Nadifer, and Fletcher. And for Clay County, Blake Smith, Will Sexton, Wolf, House, and Farmer.
And we're ready for another Mountain Classic opening round game here, Tanner. Clay County in some different type uniforms. Don't know that I've seen them in that top black with the gold trim, V-neck. And you see in the middle there to come and jump center, number 32, Trey Farmer.
Farmer at 6'3" will jump it up against Hazard's Jason Johnson, who is also 6'3". Game 2 of the night of the boys' opening round of the Mountain Classic is underway. Well, maybe not. I'm gonna have to re-tip that one.
They don't get a lot of practice with that, so sometimes.
Now we're underway, and Clay County trying to get off to a fast start. Smith lost it out of bounds, but it was last touched by a Bulldog. Clay County, first offensive possession in this game. The Tigers at 12-2 on the year, won their first 12, but are currently riding a 2-game losing streak, looking to right it at the right time here in the opening round of the Mountain Classic. No team has won more Mountain Classics than these Clay County Tigers.
But this Hazard Bulldog defense here early, Tanner, they're overplaying everything. Tough couple of calls there for official Paul Pelfrey here early.
Last time these two teams met, the 2011 Mountain Classic Championship game, as the 3 is no good out of the corner for Ryan House, and Hazard comes up with a stop and now will get the ball for the first time. This is an offense that relies heavily on Griffin Wells and Hunter Hardy. Hardy wears number 3, he's got that blonde mohawk with a white headband, and he has the ball now. There's a mid-range jumper by Nadifer, no good. Missed a good look, and Clay County comes up with a stop just like Hazard did.
Excellent ball movement by the Bulldogs.
Good drive by Wolf, missed a good look. Offensive rebound though, a good one inside and brought back out by Sexton. Underneath, Wolf missed it, and here comes Hazard. It's one thing for Clay County, all 5 players out on the court are good ball handlers and good rebounds. They're a matchup problem for any team.
You know, that's what we saw with Knott Central in the first game, Tanner. They've got so many guys that can handle the ball, difficult to pressure.
Hunter Hardy missed everything, and it will stay with Hazard as Trey Farmer could not corral the rebound. Hazard at 7-8 on the year. It's been an up and down season, very uncharacteristic season for Coach Al Holland, now in his 8th year with the Bulldogs. Of course, they lost a lot from last year, lost their 5 best players, top scorers, Chris Hudson, Collier Mobilini, Josh Holland among them. Hardy off the mark again on a 3, and the Tigers quickly push to the other end. House with the ball. Dribbled himself into a corner and has it taken away. Tigers turn it over. We'll see if the Bulldogs can capitalize, and they do, and the game's first points come from Blake Nadifer. And Robert Markham wants a timeout. Clay County takes a 30-second timeout after coming up empty on all of its possessions so far and then giving up a layup to Nidafer.
Yeah, Coach Markham doesn't like the fact that that layup is going to go. Let's take a look here. Hazard Bulldogs, a team you talked about, Tanner, 7-8 overall, 5-5 in this tough 14th region. The 14th region just so tough. Of course, they win this last year. Some big foul shots by Matt Thompson iced the game at Knott Central. Of course, last year in the semifinals, Hazard takes out Knott Central in a tremendous game on their home court. Of course, Knott Central looking to win that Mountain Classic for the second time. They've been victorious once. That was in Cameron Justice's freshman year. I think the Knott County folks kind of thought they might win a few more, and we'll see.
Of course, Hazard also in the 54th district. That may be the toughest district around here. Smith throws it down inside. Talk about tough.
Blake Smith, a young man that the fans are going to hear more and more about over the course of the next couple of years. Aggressive defender, excellent ball player.
Now, his dad played with Robert Markham at Clay County, so he gets it fair and square. He can shoot it too, got to watch him, but he'll pull it back out here.
Like Hazard trying to go a little zone, maybe a little gimmicky here.
Wes Wolf comes up short on the jumper and Hardy the rebound. Just continuing the point though on the 54th district, Hazard, Perry Central, a good team, and then you have Leslie County, a program on the rise under head coach Daniel Day, and then Buckhorn has a good squad this year, as we saw a couple Friday nights ago, beating Hazard.
Anybody could win that thing, and you know, just looking at what Hazard's doing here early, they're getting good ball movement. I don't think Coach Holland wants an up and down game. He wants a lot of passes, try to tire the defense out. On defense, it looked like they were putting a chaser on Farmer. They had Nidafer going with him.
And a steal. Wolf pushing it in transition. Now he'll take it to the basket himself, and he'll score. Wes Wolf, who's a wide receiver on the Clay County football team, showing his agility there, getting to the basket and giving the Tigers their first lead of the game.
You know, Tanner, sometimes when you play those gimmicky defenses, and that's what they were doing, they had Blake Nidafer on Farmer, you'd lose your responsibilities, and that time they got an open jumper.
Johnson inside, scores. And that's what Hazard missed, is that inside presence when Johnson was out. Ties the game at 4 here early. Halfway through our first quarter, it's a dandy so far in the Mountain Classic opening round. Winner gets Knott Central in the semifinals later this week.
See how they're sending Nidafer with Farmer everywhere he goes. The rest of the guys are playing zone. There's some openings.
Wolf scores again and draws a foul this time.
Beautiful move. Beautiful ball movement.
Wes Wolf just a junior, so the Tigers will have him back next year. Farmer will be back. Blake Smith will be back. And now we get a timeout. 7-4 Clay County here early in the Mountain Classic on this TV and WYMT.com. Clay County with a 7-4 lead over Hazard. And we check in with Anthony Bersalia.
Tanner and Jim, on that last time out, Coach Markham for Clay County said he wants to see better communication for his team. He didn't feel like they were communicating all that well. And then Coach Holland for Hazard, he wants to see Jason Johnson get more involved in the offense, make them have better passes to him and better execution. Guys?
All right, thanks, Anthony. Going to the line for Hazard will be Griffin Wells, as he drew the foul on Wes Wolf. And we go back to that last dunk by Blake Smith.
Oh, I tell you, Tanner, this young man has all the skills. Outstanding.
Wells hits a couple to make it a 1-point game. And we were talking during the break, Jim, you made an interesting observation on Hazard's defense so far in this game.
Yeah, they've got Nidifer working on Farmer. He's going to go everywhere he's going, and they're kind of trying to play a little drop triangle, and at times successful, but they want to take Farmer out of the game, and I think that opens the door for Blake Smith to have a big one, Tanner.
He had a big dunk a moment ago. There's Farmer guarding Johnson down low. Johnson missing, gets his own rebound and sticks it in.
How about our man Anthony Bersalia telling us that that's where Coach Al Holland wanted to go. He dials it up. Jason Johnson, Tanner talked about it in the open, that young man didn't play the last time we had him on this TV at Buckhorn.
Inside, got another one.
He's going to get his shot, Tanner, every time he wants it. They're going to bring him out of that top defense.
Really has just about every move in his arsenal, doesn't he?
He surely does. And
three no good that time by Wells. Now Hardy will get a crack at it. He slices down the lane, has it blocked, but he drew a foul.
You know, Tanner, we talked about Hunter Hardy has to have a big game, usually, for Hazard to win or play really well. I like the way he sort of wades in, gets to the foul line to get your game going. I don't know that he had an open three-pointer, but it was a long three-pointer. He missed that one. But I like the way the young man takes the ball right to the hoop, creates the foul situation. We don't have many fouls being called here, but if they did pick up a couple on Blake Smith, that would be big.
1 out of 2 at the line for Hardy, so we're tied at 9 in what has been a back-and-forth game so far. 3 ties, 3 lead changes.
You see what Nidifer's going to do. He's going to pick Farmer up at the water cooler and go with him the rest of the way.
Trey Farmer has not scored yet. He averages just shy of 17 a game.
Smith can get all he wants on the baseline.
He's in the corner now. There Smith goes all the way in and lays it home. No help defense came over and Smith put it in with ease.
Tanner, if you're not used to playing the gimmicks, a lot of times it's tough because you're not really sure with your responsibilities in the triangle. Sort of playing a triangle in one right now, but doing it successfully and forcing Clay County to go to Blake Smith.
Smith, according to his head coach Robert Markham, has the most college potential out of any of these Tigers on a team with probably 3 or 4 guys that could play at the next level. There's a guy playing at a high level tonight. It's Jason Johnson, 6 first-quarter points.
Coach Al Holland must feel that the weakness of Clay County's defense is on the inside. He's going to go at it.
Smith, a 3 that didn't even touch the rim.
Tremendous game. He's got 9 of the 14 for Clay County, but I think they're going to have to put Nidifer on him and see what Farmer can do alone.
Already almost halfway to his season average in scoring. Wells trying to make something happen. Fans it out for a 3 from Nidifer. Oh, in and out. Fight for the rebound. Clay County comes out of there with it. Looking to add to its 3-point lead. Under a minute to go now here in the first quarter. Farmer trying to get on track. Good defense on him there. As you said, that defense giving up a lot as crashing into the scorers table goes Ryan House.
I don't know if it was the scorers table, if it was our table that he came sailing into.
It was our table. Well, we're keeping score over here too.
Okay. So. You know, you gotta love these plastic bottles with the caps on them, because otherwise I'd have a lap full of Pepsi right now.
We had you in a cast for last year's Mountain Classic. We can't afford to have you put in a cast because of the Mountain Classic.
There you go. There you go.
Hazard's going to play for the final shot down 3, or Hardy will just take it in and score. First field goal for Hardy.
He's got 3, but a great coached first half here, first quarter by Al Holland.
Smith. No good. Wells from midcourt to beat the horn. Oh, and we've reached the end of the first quarter. Great one so far. Clay County with the slimmest of leads over Hazard here in the boys' first round of the Mountain Classic on this TV and WYMT.com. Hazard will start the second quarter with the ball down a point, 14-13 to Clay County here in the first round of the Boys Mountain Basketball Classic. Jim Frazier, Anthony Bersalia, Tanner Hesterberg, an honor to have you along for tonight's broadcast, and all week long, don't forget to join the conversation on Twitter using the hashtag Mountain Classic. Nearly a hashtag three-pointer there for Cade Fletcher, but it spun out, and Karams over to Clay County. Do you like the way Hazard is playing defense against the Tigers so far, giving up maybe some shots to some other players, but really concentrating on Trey Farmer, who's yet to score in this game?
I like the way they're doing things. They've only allowed 2 fellas to score. Blake Smith has 9, Wes Wolf has 5.
Nearly had a 3 there.
So things are working out, but I think at some point, now they've got Hunter Hardy on Smith.
How about that spin move and finish for Will Sexton, and he's in the scorebook. Sexton, just a sophomore, one of these fine players for Clay County that will be around for a while.
See this aggressive zone here, beautiful pass.
Oh, a block inside though by Wolf, as he knocked it away from the jumping Cade Fletcher, who thought he had a layup. Boy, Wes Wolf is a true athlete.
Certainly so. I like the way they threw over the aggressive zone that Clay County was putting on them there, but Hazard has switched. They've got Hardy and Nidifer. They're playing a triangle and 2, and it's going to be difficult for them, I think.
Hardy still 0 from beyond the arc, and a rebound. Tough one in traffic by Farmer. Clay County with some numbers here if they can get up the court in time.
Watch Hardy, he'll come out on Smith.
3 by House, no, but Wolf, the offensive rebound at the block, and he scores again. 7 points for Wes Wolf. He's been a bulldog killer so far.
You see, Tanner, when you do that triangle and 2, you've got a weakness with rebounding. You can invert the triangle, and you've only got one guy down at the bottom. That's what Al Holland's trying to do right now, leave some easy offensive rebounding opportunities.
3 up and no good for Ryan Smith. Now Hardy will try another one, and he's 1 for 4 now. Connects on his first tray. That comes at a big time as it pulls the Dogs to within a deuce.
And it maybe amps up the defensive edge. Let's see here.
Farmer, and he is still scoreless, but that guy's not. Wes Wolf, another putback. He's just cleaning the boards right now, and he and Smith each with 9 points to pace the Tigers.
Gotta love the way these kids are playing, but right now, Wells is choosing to go over this aggressive zone. They're moving it well.
And Wolf, a steal, but couldn't save it as he crashes into our table over here. Boy, those Tigers just can't stay away from it right now.
They are battling, and Coach Al Holland going to call a timeout here. Tanner, he knows he's got a TV timeout coming in another minute or so. But defensively, they've got some problems because they're trying to stop Farmer, and they've done that, but they're giving up some easy offensive rebounding opportunities.
Well, we've talked about Hazard. Let's talk a little bit about Clay County and the Tigers season to date. As we mentioned, they're 12-2 on a 2-game losing streak, but look at that big statistic.
Yeah.
Most wins in Mountain Classic history with 42.
Man.
In fact, they're 42-20 all-time, won more games in the Mountain Classic than any other school. 68% of the time they're in the Mountain Classic, they win.
Hey, there you go, Tanner. And, you know, a big deal there. You see that 6-0 in that tough 13th region. A lot of good teams. Earl and I were talking about that in the first game, just how tough that 13th region is going to be this year.
Nidifer nearly had it taken away by Sexton, and now it's a steal for the Tigers. 3-on-2 underneath. They get it to Ryan House, who can't finish, and then a foul on the rebound. Boy, Hazard has really dodged a couple of bullets when Clay County's been on the break and been unable to finish. They call the foul on Sexton, his first, and the third on the Tigers, who lead by 4. Just 1 foul on Hazard so far. It's been a clean game.
It certainly has. The referees letting them play. Thought House maybe got a little bit over anxious that last time, but this aggressive defense by Clay County is aggressive on the perimeter.
Wells spin move. Oh boy, got all the way to the basket. What a move by Griffin Wells for his first field goal. He lost the beard, but he kept his agility since the last time we saw him.
Well, you were looking for the beard, and it's been trimmed. So But Clay County been so aggressive with their zone pressure, it leaves some opportunities.
Farmer still looking for his first basket, turns it over. They've done great defensively on him so far. Nidifer to the basket, blocked away by Smith. And out of bounds, it will stay with Hazard. Gets us to a timeout. 2-point game with 4:51 remaining before halftime here in the boys' opening round of the Mountain Basketball Classic on this TV and WYMT.com. We go back to a replay. Griffin Wells, a nice spin move and finish here for the Bulldogs.
You know, Tanner, Clay County plays that aggressively on the perimeter. There'll be some openings on the high post. In the first game, we saw Harlan County do that to North Central. Simon Christian moved to the high post and was a brilliant passer and facilitator. So there's going to be some opportunities for perhaps Johnson to come up to the high post and be a release man.
Hazard trying to defend its Mountain Classic championship from last year. Clay County in search of its first Mountain Classic title since 2011 when it beat Hazard in the championship. We're in the first round here tonight. Hunter Hardy couldn't dial up his second three. Olinger off the bench with a rebound.
Now Clay County stays in this zone. Hazard can salt it away a little bit, Tanner, and take the air out of the ball a little bit, keep this thing in the 40s.
Johnson lost it. Olinger collects it inside and draws a foul. We'll check in with Anthony.
Tanner and Jim, it feels like a war zone in Clay County Circle, and it also feels like a war zone on Hazard's side as well, too. Both coaches want to see their teams get to the offensive boards and also continue to play better defense. So both coaches right now very hard on their teams. Tanner and Jim.
All right, thank you, Anthony. Olinger no good on the first one. They put the last foul on Wes Wolf, his second. He will stay in the game as House returns to the Tiger lineup. I want to thank Kentucky Farm Bureau, specifically Whitley County KFB agent Donovan Storm for sponsorship of the Mountain Classic. Hazard to within a point, need to come up with a stop here.
Now it's man-to-man across the board by Hazard.
Whistle and a traveling call against the Tigers.
Actually, it wasn't a man-to-man. They inverted the triangle again, so they've got one guy at the high post, two guys back down low, Tanner, but they're sending guys with Farmer and with Smith trying to negate those guys. Beautiful pass.
Hardy 3-on-1, takes it himself and banks it home, and Hazard is back in front by a point, and Robert Markham wants a timeout for Clay County. Hunter Hardy with 8 points now. It looked like when Clay County got up by 5 points, it looked like the Tigers were about to blow this game open, but Hazard has stormed back. Hardy and Wells, we mentioned the two big guns for the Bulldogs. Together they make up more than 28 points per game, and that's half of Hazard's total offense.
So what I can tell from that is they basically average in the middle 50s as a team. I think they'd want to bring that down about 10 points, to be honest. A game in the 40s would be great for Coach Al Holland. We talked about what a great job he's done in the Mountain Classic. Hadn't lost many first-round games, and the Hazard Bulldogs really going at Clay County here. Coach Markham, let's see what type of shot they get. Farmer hasn't had a look.
They've been draped all over him defensively all game. Smith has had some good looks, including one there, but it was too strong.
That time they took the chaser off of Farmer, put it on Smith. So if you alternate things, it may be difficult for Clay to realize.
Wells on the backdoor feed to a wide open Ryan Smith. How about that find? And Smith has his first bucket.
Griffin Wells, an outstanding ball player, runs this team. We saw him make some big plays in the Mountain Classic last year, making some big ones here. Farmer could get open on the wing.
He's open for a three here, and Trey Farmer finally has his first field goal. It's a three, and it ties the game at 23.
How about the job of Blake Smith on the find that time, Tanner? Now Clay's gone man-to-man. Sort of dropped out of that zone.
That one hit Johnson right in the hands. He lost it, but might have been bailed out because Farmer touched it last. It will stay with Hazard.
Excellent call by the officials there because it was off Farmer.
Tyrone Fields, our official, swoops in to make that call. We've had great officiating so far in this Mountain Classic.
This is a 15th region crew we've got going on right here.
That's a good matchup. Wes Wolf guarding Hardy. Hardy can't get by him though and has to give it up. Wells to the basket, dishes it to Olinger, double teamed and draws a foul.
I'm sure Coach Robert Markham went away from the zone to the man-to-man, Tanner, to prevent those backdoor looks. That time Griffin Wells takes it at the defense. Olinger realizes, gets to an open space, and gets the basketball.
Olinger 1 of 3 at the line tonight. By the way, that foul on Blake Smith, his first. Olinger, a senior, averages just shy of 4 points per game, and he comes up empty at the charity stripe there.
See Farmer trailing the field here.
3 in the air, and no, it is good for Ryan House. Spun it right in there for his first field goal. 26-23, Clay County after falling behind by 4, a quick 7-0 spurt.
See how they spread things out here, giving that Griffin Wells an opportunity to take it to the hook.
Can Smith respond? Yes.
Wow.
And he has 5.
Wow, a big three-point basket to tie this thing up.
As we enter the home stretch of the first half, can we have 3 straight threes? We can, and it's another one for House.
You know, we saw a lot of three-pointers in the first half of the game prior. We had 9 three-point baskets in the first half. Now we're challenging that same thing here.
And then Wells loses it on the way to the basket. Good defense by House. In transition, Wolf. They're going to get Hardy for a reach in here.
Tanner, you talked about only the second team foul on Hazard here. So they've played aggressive defense, been able to shut Clay County down or at least keep them controlled. But now the game with 30 points, almost 30 points being scored here in the first half, it's a little bit quicker pace than Al Holland would want.
Smith no good on the jumper. By the way, the last foul was on Hardy. It was his first.
Wonder if maybe Coach Holland might go for 1 here, being satisfied with this type of first half.
Hardy, no. Fight for the rebound. The Tigers have it. And they want to push. Well, they'll slow it back up and run their half-court set with 40 seconds remaining before halftime. Straightaway 3 is good for Ryan House, his 3rd of this quarter.
You could tell on the previous possession he was just standing, throw me the ball, throw me the ball. Hazard has put their emphasis on Farmer and Smith, and House has brought down the house with 3 three-pointers in this second quarter.
Shoots 45% from beyond the arc. Can't afford to leave him open if you're Hazard. There's a good look inside, blocked but a foul. And going to the line for the Bulldogs will be Jason Johnson, and that could be foul number 2 on Blake Smith. It is, Jim. A big call there with 12 seconds remaining in this opening half.
You know, you're just starting to hit a big rhythm as a team, and now Smith comes in and commits that second foul.
Boy, free throws have really...
Don't know that Coach Markham, of course, with 11 seconds here, you'd hate to see him pick up his 3rd one. Coach Markham telling him to take it easy with those 2 fouls.
Free throws have not been kind to the Bulldogs in this game, leaving a lot of points at the stripe. Smith fouled in the open floor by Smith. Smith fouled by Smith. Blake Smith fouled by Ryan Smith of Hazard.
It was a good idea by Ryan Smith because they almost bought the 3rd personal foul on Blake Smith right there. So I like the job. They had a foul to give. Why not take it? Now Smith has an open shot, perhaps.
Nearly lost it trying to go one-on-one. Farmer has to force it up. It's no good, and we have a foul just before the halftime buzzer. Let's see how they sort this out. They call the foul on Will Sexton of Clay County, which is his 2nd, and that will put Hazard in the 1-and-1. So Griffin Wells, who was fouled, will shoot the 1-and-1 with no time left on the first quarter clock. It's no good, so he will not get a second one, and the free throw shooting woes continue. for Hazard. And a note to pass along, Kentucky and Ole Miss in college basketball have just gone to overtime in Rupp Arena. 77-77 the score there, and our score here at halftime is Clay County 32, Hazard 26. The fans are loving it, both from Clay County and from Hazard. And Anthony is trying to catch up with Clay County head coach Robert Markham to get his halftime thoughts as his Tigers lead by 6, but certainly there are things I'm sure he thinks they can improve on, and we'll get his thoughts now. Anthony.
Coach Markham, you closed the half on a 12-3 run. Your players started hitting the shots. Is that what they have to do more to hold on to this lead in the second half?
Well, we just come out very, very flat, and we're not guarding anybody. They're basically missing open shots. That's the only reason they got 26 points. They're shooting open. We're just very fortunate right now. We better wake up. It's going to be a very close ball game at the end. So we need to wake up and play some defense, and offensively just be patient and attack the basket, and we'll be fine.
Thanks, Coach. We'll see you in the second half. Tanner and Jim.
All right, thank you, Anthony. Again, the halftime score, Clay County 32, Hazard 26. Winner will take on Knott Central in the semifinals of the Boys Mountain Basketball Classic. We'll have a recap of some statistics and come back with more from here at halftime at Combs Arena on this TV and WYMT.com. Longtime Hazard girls coach Bill Fannin in the house tonight to watch the Hazard boys team in the Mountain Classic, a local legend.
A local legend, you're exactly right, Tanner, and coaching those Hazard Lady Bulldogs to an all A-state championship that I got the tremendous privilege to call. A lot of fun back in the day with some guy by the name of Drew Diener. I don't know if you've heard of that guy or not.
Oh, we've heard of Drew Diener, certainly. He's in Louisville now, working in media there. Does a lot of University of Louisville football and basketball games.
Tell you, this Mountain Classic, we've had a lot of great broadcasters through the years, and just really been a privilege to work with a lot of those guys, and really tickled to work with all the guys we have in the truck. And a lot of fun here working with you and
we got a great group, and you know they're great because they make us sound and look halfway decent. And there's a guy who's looking great tonight, Blake Smith, with his 11th point. He had 9 in the first quarter, scoreless in the second quarter, but he's off to a good start now here in the third.
See what Hazard able to do here. Looks like Clay is going to come aggressive man-to-man. Good back tip.
Wave off the shot, a traveling call against Wells. That was good defense by Trey Farmer as he slid over and forced Wells into the turnover.
Let's see what Hazard does here defensively. It looked like last time that they were kind of doing what I thought they might, just basically play it straight and see if Clay County hits some shots.
Smith, jumper, yes.
And they are hitting some shots, as you see. Blake Smith there, excellent realization. Takes it to the hole, hits the jumper. He can get his shot off against almost anyone because he gets such great elevation on his jump shot.
Of course, this is a Clay County team that lost their big man Jake Allen to graduation as Blake Nidifer scores his 4th point for Hazard. And Coach Markham told me the biggest difference between this year's team and last year's team, and this year more people are touching the ball. It's not necessarily an inside-outside game because while Smith, the big guy, as you see him there, dish it out, and the 3 no good by Sexton, he can take it to the hole a lot. He's almost like a guard, as you see on display right there. Charges in and scores his 15th point.
Just had a delay game warning there. Official Paul Pelfrey is talking with House. I guess House must have touched the ball after it went through the hook.
Good job by our officials, though, to take control in that situation and let House know what the rules are, what the situation is.
Full court pressure here by Clay County is Robert Markham wanting his guys to get aggressive on this end.
Strong take to the basket by Fletcher, but it was rejected.
Man, don't know if we got a replay of that, but Farmer was up saying no.
Now he shoots a 3, and he's too strong, and the rebound by Hardy.
Taking it at him.
Against Farmer, he'll score. No, it popped out on him, but an offensive rebound by Fletcher. He misses. Fight for the rebound. Ricochets off the glass. Putback attempt by Nidifer, no good. Now he gets an offensive rebound. Out to Hardy. Frenetic series of events there. Hardy hangs and fires and draws a foul.
Clay County got some guys with some hops on the inside. They've got a number of blocks in this game, some 6-7 blocks already, and we saw Trey Farmer with a tremendous rejection that last trip.
First foul on Ryan House and the first on either team in this second half of basketball.
Officials letting them play, Tanner, so you saw a battle underneath the basket, and you know Coach Robert Markham not happy that his guys couldn't pull the ball off in that particular situation. Coach Holland here using the fact that he's been on TV before, once again getting a timeout about 45 seconds before the TV timeout. And now you have the opportunity to try and set up a defense. You wonder, do you try to come with some full court pressure here? Of course, if you come with full court pressure, you don't really have the eraser back on the back end like Clay County does. They seem to be able to put Farmer on the back end, and he rejects.
Clay County trying to advance to the semifinals of the Mountain Classic and win it for the first time since 2011. And a record 10th time, while Hazard, defending Mountain Classic champions, trying to keep that Mountain Classic championship trophy at Hazard High School. Well, it was a great run they had last year. All 3 games in the Mountain Classic were good games. Beat Jackson County in the opening round. Josh Holland's buzzer beater helps them beat Knott Central in the semifinals, and then beating rival Perry Central in overtime in the championship. Perry Central did not have Braxton Beverly that game, but it was still a fantastic high school basketball game on the big stage.
Good
wide open in transition, a good find as Johnson puts it up and in. Back to a 6-point lead for Clay County.
Griffin Wells, the excellent point guard, head up. He saw his man Johnson streaking free, got him the ball.
Hazard trying to claw back into this one. To the basket, that's House. Wolf the rebound, knocked to the floor.
Beautiful.
And then 2 free throws will be coming for Will Sexton, who couldn't finish down low, but was able to draw the foul on Cade Fletcher.
Well, how about that extra pass there, Tanner, from House? In the second quarter, he hits 3 big 3-pointers. Hadn't really touched the ball offensively, gets his hands on it, immediately feeds his teammate Will Sexton for an open opportunity.
Sexton 2 points tonight. Is a 71.5% foul shooter.
I like the way the young man eyes the basket on the foul shot. Just gotta look at that concentration on his face as he looks at the basket.
1 out of 2. Back up to a 7-point lead for Clay County, 39-32, trying to advance to the Mountain Classic semifinals against Knott Central, who many consider to be the tournament favorite. Olinger off the bench for Hazard, dribbling on the baseline, now back out to Wells. Under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Lead was 7 at halftime for Clay County, or excuse me, 6, and it's 7 now. Wells using the screen to the basket, puts it up and short, and a nice rebound in traffic by Wes Wolf, and he'll shoot it at the other end, no good, and a rebound by Hazard.
See what kind of look Hazard can get here. They were rubbing some guys off a pick on the high post.
Hardy spins it up and in.
That was just individual effort there by Hunter Hardy. I was going to say they'd been rubbing some guys off a high post screen and getting some guys open down low.
12 now for Hardy. Tigers lead cut to 5.
Great matchup there, Tanner.
Smith fans it out. That's a 3 for House, and he left it short. And a good rebound by Blake Nidifer for Hazard.
Tell you, Nidifer has a tank of energy on him. He is tireless on defense.
Farmer grabs the Hardy missed 3. And at the other end, it's House. No. Smith tipped the rebound. It goes out of bounds over to Hazard. Gets us to a timeout. 5-point game here in the opening round of the boys Mountain Classic. 3:26 remaining, third quarter on this TV and WYMT.com. 39-36 the score as Clay County has a 5-point lead, but Hazard, like it does every year, has a pesky squad that keeps hanging around. And as we start the home stretch of the third quarter, we check in with our sideline reporter, Anthony Bursalia.
Tanner and Jim in that last media timeout. Coach Holland for Hazard is very pleased with his team at the fact that they're not giving up, that they're staying in and giving it a hard fight. Coach Markham, though, is saying he doesn't understand why his team isn't fighting as hard as they should. He said they want this more than you all, and that's what really frustrated him, and he said his team to keep executing the plays that they know that they can execute. Guys?
Well, not a good job of execution there as they turn it over again.
They rubbed Johnson on that high post, and he was open after the pick. Another block shot by Clay County.
Nidifer had it rejected by Smith.
Just once again, really the difference in this game has been the free throw shooting of Hazard. Had they been able to hit some of their foul shots, they might be ahead in this game.
Down low, this is, Jason Johnson. 10 points on the game now. That's his second basket of this third quarter. Down to a single possession game as Clay County's lead is trimmed to 3, 39-36. Boy, Al Holland would love it if this game was in the 40s, wouldn't he?
Now they've got Nidifer out front here on Smith. Tough duty.
Smith, fadeaway, no. Nearly got his own rebound, but he was on the inbound line, and Hazard will have a chance to tie the game on this possession as Logan Gabbard checks into the Clay County lineup for the first time tonight. He's a 6'5" sophomore, averages more than 3 rebounds per game. Where's number 33? Johnson inside, didn't get the roll but drew a foul. Good play call by Al Holland, and the foul is going on Gabbard.
Certainly Griffin Wells hasn't scored a lot here, Tanner, but he has directed an offense, gotten his guys in position to be successful. Right now Johnson having a tough time at the foul line. Looks like he's going to have to put a little bit of time in there.
As are several of the Bulldogs. They would easily be winning right now if they were making free throws, but they're rebounding well.
Oh, Nidifer gets in there again.
Against Gabbard.
And on the alternate possession, it will be Bulldog basketball. Nidifer saves another possession.
Hazard has won 5 of its last 6 games against Clay County.
That's an interesting statistic.
Including in 2011 in the Mountain Classic Championship, a 57-45 win over the Tigers. And a good basket inside against the Tigers there as Johnson has his 12th point, and he'll go back to the free throw line where he struggled tonight, but perhaps he's compensated with his outstanding play on the backboard and in the paint.
Well, Tanner, you talked about it in the open. He was not available when we had Hazard on this TV against Buckhorn a few weeks ago. That young man's made a difference and finally drains a foul shot.
How about that? He ties the game at 39, a $1:45 remaining in the third quarter.
I believe this is like a 7-0 run for Hazard to get back in this.
It's Clay County's largest lead at 7. Bulldogs have scored the last 7. Smith ends the run.
I have him, I guess Sexton had a foul shot, but Smith has all the points for Clay County in this third quarter.
Tigers back in front by a deuce.
Good work offensively.
Hardy trying to get some penetration into a triple team, and he one ref signaled jump ball, the other I thought signaled foul. They go with the jump ball and give it over to Clay County.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. The official in front of Al Holland signaled foul, so Al was saying, where's the foul at? But it goes the way of the jump ball. Clay County now. Got to get someone other than Smith involved here, Tanner, and that young man has been outstanding.
Can he hit this one? That was a tough shot, well contested by Hardy. Johnson a strong rebound.
Well, Johnson's making a force down on the inside, isn't he, Tanner? Both sides of the court. He is establishing himself in the middle.
Olinger on the baseline in some trouble. Nearly threw it away, but Hardy comes away with it as we're under half a minute to go in the third quarter. On the baseline, this is Johnson.
Oh, what a block.
Blocked away. Hardy for the lead. No. Fight for the rebound. Hardy has it for the Bulldogs with 15 seconds left.
Maybe go for one here.
2 to tie, 3 to take the lead going to the fourth quarter.
Bulldogs out hustling Clay County right now, Tanner.
Johnson,
Good look.
Olinger, blocked away. A big block by Wes Wolf to close out the third period. Hazard had a couple of really good looks at the basket there in those final moments, but couldn't convert. 2-point lead for the Tigers as we go to the fourth quarter of the Mountain Classic. The fans loving it here at the Mountain Classic. Hazard fans seeing their Bulldogs down by just 2 to Clay County, and then the Tiger faithful have made the trip down the mountain, the Hal Rogers Parkway to see their Tigers play in the Mountain Classic. Griffin Wells, that one would have given Hazard the lead. Johnson trying to follow it in, and it will go out of bounds and stay with Hazard.
What a job Jason Johnson has done on the inside in this second half, Tanner Esterberg. He has been a force to be reckoned with.
13 for Johnson. Again, when we saw Hazard earlier this year at Buckhorn, Johnson was out with an illness. He's a big presence in this Bulldog lineup.
Think if you're Hazard, you take your time here, Tanner.
Hardy for the lead. Yes!
And shoot a three and take the lead. Now let's see what Robert Markham can do. A young man right there, Blake Smith, is the only fellow with a field goal in the second half.
15 points for Hunter Hardy. Farmer guarded by Wells, puts it on the floor, attacks, and he banks it in. Trey Farmer with just his 5th point, had a 3 in that second quarter, but until the last basket there, that was it.
Good realization by Farmer. He can get his shot off on Wells anytime, Tanner.
I remember Bobby Keith told me that Farmer possesses the unique ability to take a game over when he wants to.
When he wants to, and when he realizes it's time. And if Wells stays on him, he can get his jump shot. He can back him down and get the shot easily.
Wells, Olinger inside, nearly traveled. Instead, it's a fan out for Nidifer, who left a 3 short, and Farmer a rebound in traffic. So Clay County got the stop it needed. Can it get a basket?
Mano a mano by Hazard here.
And a foul going against Blake Nidifer.
That young man is in tremendous physical condition, Tanner. He has dogged Clay County on defense. I haven't even seen him lean over, and like put his hands on his hips. I mean, in tremendous physical condition, and that's what this game is about.
Well, this game is right where Hazard wants it. Bulldogs average 56 points a game, give up 55. As you see Olinger guarding Farmer now. They kind of got defense by committee against Farmer. Clay County averaging 73 a game. So Hazard has done outstanding defensively in limiting the Tigers tonight. Win or lose, Hazard has really been able to implement its game plan, and the Bulldogs giving themselves the best shot at winning.
Yeah. Another great job by both these coaches.
Smith, a lot of contact inside, gets it to Wolf, can't finish in close. Offensive rebound and a stick back plus the foul. How about that play by Will Sexton?
Gotta love the unselfishness by the Clay County guys there. And Sexton gets his hands on it, puts it home. 3-point lead now for Hazard.
Sexton,
Clay County, rather, I'm sorry.
Just shy of 72% from the line on the year. Can't complete the 3-point play, but Smith with the offensive rebound, creating an extra possession for the Tigers, who now lead by 3 after falling behind by a point a moment ago. Smith slash and dash and score.
Wow, what a big jump stop move. And there's another young man in exceptional physical condition, Tanner.
And all of a sudden, Clay County has built its lead back up to 5. 19 points now for Smith.
Quick 6-0 run here by Clay County.
Tigers have thrown a punch, and they're looking to add to it here. Wes Wolf lays it up and missed it. Follow attempt, no good by Smith, but he was hacked from behind.
A lot of hustle that time by Blake Smith. Coach Robert Markham putting his arms around Wes Wolf there and saying, sort of, take your time, don't rush it.
Third foul on Jason Johnson, fourth on Hazard. Clay County's been whistled for 3 fouls in the second half. Smith normally good at the line, 78%. As Al Holland will call a timeout. A little bit of gamesmanship here in the middle of 2 free throws to call a timeout, and again he knows he has the under 5 media break coming up as well. So a full timeout by the Bulldogs, who are looking to win this one and not only advance to the semifinals of the Mountain Classic, but climb back to 500. They entered tonight with a 7-8 record, coming off a loss to Breathitt County, 76-65 on Saturday. On the other side, Clay County trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. The Tigers ran off 12 in a row to start the season, but are now 12-2 after losses to West Jessamine and Boyle County in the last week at the Berea Invitational Tournament. Of course, they won the Mountain Classic back in 2011, beating Hazard. So the Tigers looking for their first Mountain Classic title since then, but you got to win this one in the opening round, and then the winner of this one will have to get by Knott Central in the semifinals. The Patriots earlier tonight taking care of Harlan County, 76-53.
Coach Al Holland calling the timeout there, Tanner. Still a 2-possession game regardless of whether Smith hits the foul shot or not. Clay County has been coming with some full court pressure. Hazard's ball handlers have been able to beat that pressure and get an advantage shot. Certainly Johnson has been big down low for the Bulldogs. I think Coach Robert Markham utilizing that timeout to straighten his defensive responsibilities. What are they going to do on defense this trip down? Thought Clay County might go to a little bit of zone, see what Hazard could do against that.
We have a whistle as both teams were fighting for the rebound.
I think the official thought that Hazard had called timeout, and
maybe an inadvertent whistle here.
That's exactly what has happened. The official thought that Robert Markham was calling the timeout there, so Hazard will retain possession because Hazard did have the ball, but it was an inadvertent whistle.
Good call by our officials. Big possession here. Hazard down by 5.
Thought maybe Clay might try to go a little zone here. That's not the case. They've gone aggressive man-to-man.
Wells, the junior.
When Johnson sets a pick on the high post, Tanner, he floats down low, and Farmer doesn't really go with him. See there? See how he's getting open?
Good observation, Jim.
That's what they pay me to do. The Farmer, as you talked about, Bobby Keith, he's sort of sneaking out a little bit outside, and I believe they're going to get Johnson with a foul.
And that'll be foul number 4 on Jason Johnson. Gets us to a media timeout, our final media timeout of the game. 5-point lead for Clay County. The Tigers trying to beat Hazard here in the opening round of the Boys Mountain Basketball Classic on this TV and WYMT.com. Home stretch of the game, 47-42. Clay County with a 5-point lead over Hazard. 4:20 to go. Let's check in with Anthony.
Tanner and Jim in that last time out, Coach Al Holland for the Hazard Bulldogs said he doesn't want his team to force the passes, make better passes and better ball movement. And for Coach Markham for Clay County, he says he wants to see them be more patient with the ball and keep doing what they're doing to hold on to this lead. Guys?
Thanks, Anthony. Fourth quarter halfway gone now. Clay County facing a tougher fight from Hazard than perhaps it anticipated, and a foul coming up here against Hazard's Ryan Smith, his second.
Still only the 16th foul, so we have no bonus opportunity until the next foul.
Clay County been whistled for just 3 fouls in the second half. Again, this has been an extremely clean game, well-officiated game, and a well-defended game by both teams as Smith came away with the steal. Hardy looking to cut into this Clay County lead, and he does with a layup.
Coach Holland couldn't have designed it any better to get the ball in the hands of his premier scorer. He puts it home. It's a one-possession game here, Tanner. Johnson on Farmer out front.
17 for Hunter Hardy. Hazard got the basket it needed, but can it get a stop? Smith against Hardy, and a foul called against Hunter. Tough to defend Blake Smith off the dribble like that.
Well, he can go left or right. You saw that time he went left, although the right-handed player, he's got an excellent first step, quick dribble.
Smith is a 78% foul shooter, but he missed 2 a moment ago.
That's what, they're not shooting them well. I love the way they shoot them, but haven't been dropping. By that I mean the style, the form is excellent for Clay County.
Smith has now hit the 20-point plateau in this game, and if he hits this free throw, he'll be right on his season average of 21. Builds Clay County's lead back up to 5 at 49-44. Every time the Tigers have thrown a punch tonight, Hazard has come up with a counter punch, but the Bulldogs need to make something happen soon.
Good ball movement here by Hazard. Got to believe that they want that young man to take the big shots.
That would be a big one. Hardy misses. How about that rebound by Farmer? And then to Wolf, one-on-one with Hardy. Wolf, no good. Offensive rebound, though, by Sexton, and he's fouled. Hazard sent a lot of guys to the offensive glass, and if you don't get the rebound, a lot of times you get beat in transition.
It's a good job by Coach Robert Markham. He wanted to send Wolf long, kind of leak out long, because just of what you were talking about there, Tanner, they did send all their guys to the board.
Big miss, though, by Sexton.
Hazard has an advantage.
Jumper up, and it rolls in. A big one for Ryan Smith. Give him 7. His first basket since the second quarter is a big one. Makes it a one-possession game as we approach 2.5 to go in regulation.
You know, we saw Ryan have a tremendous game against Buckhorn, hit some big shots. He's an excellent JV player as well. Got some big moments. Nearly came up with a steal there.
It will stay with Clay County as Smith touched it last.
You get a kid who can shoot like that with a couple of big breaks, and perhaps he can be the guy to score as well as Hardy.
Smith against Hardy. And gives it up. This is a long 2-pointer for Ryan House, and he cans it. 11 for House.
Textbook jumper there, Tanner.
51-46. Hazard can't seem to get over this little 4 or 5 point hump.
If they score here, I would look for a quick timeout and maybe full court pressure.
How about the shot fake by Wells? He bluffed a 3 and drove in for the easy 2. Nice move by Griffin, who now has 6 points. Clay County's lead trimmed back down to 3. And we have a whistle and a stoppage in play as one of the Tigers will need to tie his shoe. That's Wes Wolf. He gets it taken care of, and now we will resume action. Jim, I don't think anyone anticipated this game being this tight this late.
I don't think so either, Tanner. And you see Robert Markham there. He will call a timeout. He's happy that they stopped the play. His guy had a loose shoestring, but he doesn't want to have to inbound this basketball against tough Hazard Bulldog pressure. So they'll have to take their time to design the play they want and get the ball in the hands of their premier foul shooters. Got to believe, if you look inside the huddle there with Al Holland, that he's talking defensively what he wants his guys to do. He's got plenty of fouls to give here, rather to use, without getting anyone in foul trouble, with the exception of Jason Johnson, who has 4. So you can force Clay County to maybe go to the line and hit the shots, but as you talked about, Tanner, they're an excellent foul shooting team. Just maybe not so much so in the first half of this game.
Clay County's Blake Smith leads all scorers with 21. Hunter Hardy leads Hazard with 17.
Let's see what Coach Markham has designed for the inbounds here.
The question is, if you're Clay County with 1:43 remaining and the basketball, how much time do you try to eat up here? working for a shot and nursing a 3-point lead.
I think you're in your offense. You don't want to pull the offense out and stop trying to score. But I kind of figured they would get the ball in the hands of that man a little bit more. Farmer, they send the double team at him. It's going to leave some open jumpers, but House, despite the fact he's hit 3 3-pointers in this game, doesn't take the long jump shot.
And he loses it out of bounds. So Hazard gets the defensive stop it needed. And now trailing by 3 will have an opportunity to tie the game on this possession with 90 seconds remaining. And if you would have told the Bulldogs before the game that they'd be in this situation this late and have a chance, I think they would have taken it.
I think you're exactly right.
See what Al Holland dials up. Hardy off a screen, couldn't get open for a 3. Good rotation and defense by Wolf, but then Hardy gets by him, gets to the basket, throws it up, no good, but he'll have 2 free throws. Boy, the Hazard fans would have brought the house down if Hardy would have gotten the N1 there.
They're not really forcing Hunter to go to his left, Tanner. He's awfully quick, and especially quick if you let him get that first step going to his right.
Third foul on Wes Wolf. Nidifer returns to the Hazard lineup.
Now, if he hits this foul shot, do you set up some full court pressure?
Moot point.
Yep.
Rebound Farmer. That free throw miss really hurts the Bulldogs as we approach a minute to go. Nearly a steal. Farmer being swarmed by Hardy and Nidifer. Able to find the safety valve, though.
Now, if you stop trying to score, if you're Clay County, it's going to be difficult to keep the ball away from Hazard.
Farmer is fouled by Nidifer.
Don't know if that's the guy you want to send to the line. This is your last 1-and-1 opportunity.
Trey Farmer, an 81.8% foul shooter. So, yeah, that's not the guy you want to send to the line.
I just love the way the Clay County guys, we saw them in the Bobby Keith Classic, and technically all of the guys have great form. See the concentration on Farmer's face there. Just 6 points for the young man, but he's played a big game, Tanner, both ends of the court.
Was the 13th region tournament MVP last year as Clay County got to the Sweet 16 for the 2nd year in a row and hits 2 big free throws there.
Makes it the 2-possession game.
Just 7 points tonight for Farmer, but those were 2 big ones. And Al Holland wants a timeout from the Hazard sideline as the Bulldogs now trail by 4. Still time left in this one. 46 seconds to go.
Well, now if you're Al Holland, you've called timeout, Tanner, to set up something offensively. And got to believe they'll try to get the ball in the hands of Hunter Hardy, run him off some picks. You don't have to go for a 3-pointer here. I know it's a 4-point spread. Certainly if you can hit a 3-pointer, then regardless of what Clay County does, it's a 1-possession game. So interesting choice there for Coach Holland. Does he decide to go for the 3? Does he decide to go for the 2? On the other end of the court, Robert Markham, does he throw a little kink at him? Does maybe he drop back in a zone? They played aggressive man-to-man all throughout the court here. Maybe they drop back in a zone and sort of invite the long 3-pointer.
Winner of this one will take on Knott Central in the semifinals Friday, and then opening round action of the Boys Mountain Classic continues tomorrow night at 6:30. Buckhorn takes on Lawrence County, and then followed at 8:30 by Perry Central and Knox Central. That's KNOX, and then of course the winners of those games will play in the second boys semifinal on Friday night, with the championship to follow on Saturday after the girls championship between Bell County and Leslie County. And every game in its entirety can be seen live on this TV and WYMT.com. Don't forget to join the conversation on Twitter using the hashtag Mountain Classic, as House commits the foul there, just the 5th on Clay County.
Exactly, just the 5th. So I'm sure Coach Robert Markham went over with his guys, hey, we've only got 4 team fouls now, 5. We can be aggressive and we can play. They've got one more foul to give.
Johnson down low is fouled by Wes Wolf. And that's not who you wanted to commit a foul, because that's number 4 on Wes Wolf.
Still, it will be side court or end zone inbound opportunity for Hazard. Wouldn't be a bad move for Clay County if you did foul Johnson, because his foul shot difficult to go in.
Johnson able to get it in. Wells for three. Would have been a big one, but it spun out as he hit the floor. Thought there might have been some contact. Al Holland letting one of the officials hear it. It will go over to Clay County as Hazard, or excuse me, they are going to keep it with Hazard.
Yeah.
Saw the shot of Coach Holland there.
It may have timeout.
Going to give a timeout to Clay County as Robert Markham was all the way on the other side of half court, signaling a timeout with 34 seconds left. Wants to set the defense for his Tigers, and that will give Al Holland another chance to drop a play for his Bulldogs. Wells got a pretty good look at a three that time. Would have pulled Hazard to within one, but it just rattled out, and that's really been the story of the night for the Bulldogs, Jim. They've had some good opportunities. They've really hurt themselves at the free throw line more than anything else. Defensively, they've played good enough to win this ball game.
They certainly have, and as we talk about, had to figure Clay County was at least a 10-point favorite coming into this one. They got off to a big 7-0 start, Tanner, and I think a lot of the folks were thinking maybe, well, Clay County's going to blow the Bulldogs out, but you don't see Al Holland get blown out many times in the Mountain Classic, or any game, insofar as that's concerned. Coach Robert Markham calling the timeout, Tanner, because the inbound here will come from underneath the Hazard bucket. In the old days, we used to always say zone the inbounds because that way you couldn't get caught on a pick. But these days, a lot of teams will play man-to-man on the inbound. But I would look for Clay to be kind of dropped back in a 2-3 zone here.
Big series here. Hazard has to have a basket. Nearly stolen. Johnson in the corner. A three that's up, and it's no good. It was a good look for Smith, but he missed it. Here comes Clay County now, and the Tigers, if they hit their free throws, should be able to pull away from Hazard. Ryan Smith, it was a great play call by Coach Holland to get Smith a good look out of the corner, but it just popped out. House missing the first free throw. He's a 61% foul shooter. 11 points tonight for the senior Ryan House. Nidifer checks back into the Hazard lineup. Ryan Smith takes a seat. He's played well, 7 points tonight. House good on the second. 5-point lead for Clay County. Wells all the way, yes, and a timeout by Hazard.
Tell you, Griffin Wells has been a little dynamo out there, Tanner, running the offense for his Bulldogs, and we're still in this one-possession game as Hazard trades Clay County 2 for 1 there.
Clay County is a very good free throw shooting team. Statistically, their weakest free throw shooter is Ryan House at 61%, hit 1 of 2 a moment ago, but if your weakest free throw shooter that regularly plays is 61%, that says something about the overall strength of your team from the line. So Al Holland knows that, and maybe that's who they'll try to foul. You don't want to foul Trey Farmer, 81.8%, Blake Smith at 78%.
They've just got excellent foul shooters, and you see Robert Markham there going over with his guys. The key will be to get the ball in the hands of Farmer or Smith on the inbound. It was an excellent decision by Wells to take it right at the basket. They didn't lose any time. Be 15 seconds on the clock. I'm going to guess Coach Al Holland probably said we go maybe 4 or 5 seconds for the steal. If that doesn't happen, then we try to commit the foul at around the 10-second mark.
Remember, Clay County is in the double bonus, so any foul will result in 2 automatic free throws. They are guarding the inbound man, and they get it into Farmer, their best free throw shooter. Ooh, nearly got a steal, but finally Hazard has to foul Sexton.
And they went for the steal for a few seconds there. When Farmer gave it up, they immediately commit the foul.
Sexton with 5 points tonight. He's a 71.5% foul shooter.
I just love the way the young man eyes the basket, not the basketball, and concentrates and puts it home. Has great rotation. Even if he makes this, it's still a 2-possession game, but you can see the intense concentration there, Tanner.
Missed the second.
Don't need a 3.
Hardy will shoot a 3. It's short.
I think it was blocked. I think that would have gone to Clay, or excuse me, gone to Hazard.
Well, it does go to Clay.
But then we had Smith trying to hustle and get the ball.
With 4 seconds remaining, they inbound it to Farmer, and Farmer dribbles it up the floor, takes a little contact. They don't whistle a foul, and he'll dribble the clock out. Hazard puts up a valiant effort, but Clay County survives 55-51 to advance to the semifinals of the Mountain Basketball Classic, where they will meet Knott County Central on Friday night. Clay County snaps a 2-game losing streak and improves to 13-2, while Hazard drops to 7-9 on the year and will now face Harlan County in the consolation bracket on Thursday night. Great effort by both teams, but in the end, a lot of character by Coach Robert Markham's Clay County Tigers to take several punches and have an answer every time and end up winning this game by 4 points.
Certainly so, Tanner. Outstanding job by both of these teams, both of these coaches. And Hazard Bulldogs have some good things to look forward to after this tournament, as they had some young men play some outstanding ball games. And it looks like Anthony Bersalia is going to have a talk with Blake Smith and Robert Markham here in just a moment. And see the Hazard band of gold. We're glad those folks showed up this evening, brought a lot of pep to the John C. Combs Arena.
I've often said the band and the cheerleaders really make a high school basketball game great in terms of the atmosphere, and being a part of it makes it sound better on television as well. And Anthony is standing by with Blake Smith, who had 21 tonight. Anthony.
Blake Smith, big win tonight for your Clay County Tigers. Talk about this win in this game.
It was just a good game. We came out, we didn't play that great the first half. We didn't play great the whole game, but we just battled, grinded it out.
Are you looking forward to the semifinal game against Knott County on Friday night?
Definitely. Can't wait to play them.
Well, man, congratulations. We'll see you Friday night and enjoy this victory. All right. Coach Markham will be here with us minutes. Hey, Coach, I'll borrow you for a minute. Congratulations on the big 55-51 win tonight here in the Mountain Classic. You play Knott County on Friday night. Talk about this game, though, before you talk about Knott County.
Well, it seemed like we were just flat the whole night mentally. We're not taking what's being said on the bench onto the floor. I mean, we just wasn't here tonight, and we were very fortunate to get a win.
I noticed you had said earlier, and let me cut you off there, the execution, you didn't think that there was good ball movement tonight like you normally see with your team.
No, they wasn't, and like I said, we just totally mentally wasn't here, and not to take anything away from Hazard. You know, they changed a lot of things up, mixed up a lot of things. So hopefully we can learn from this, and we play a very good team in Knott County, come Friday night. So we're going to have to get our heads screwed on straight pretty quick.
Well, Coach, enjoy this win, and we'll see you Friday night. Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Tanner and Jim.
All right, Anthony, thanks. 55-51, Clay County defeats Hazard. Well, at least one Bulldog fan is still happy tonight.
Still happy, Tanner.
We're happy to bring you tonight's broadcast. Jim and I will be back to talk about this one after this word.